It's not Christmas, but it's the most fabulous time of the year. My favourite week of the year. Week one of the finals because you got 4 games. It goes up a notch. I know the more important games that have come, Joel Caine, but this is where it feels real. The weather's turned. The weather has officially turned. I know because I had to buy. Yeah, but it's pollen season. Once the pollen strikes, we are officially in spring. NFL started, but that's niche. We're into that meaty part of the year.
Best time of the year, Dan. It's the best time of the year. When you think about this, folks, we've got 6 months, basically, of spring all up summer. It is the best time of the year right now, and some cracking games. We've been promising you for a long time, this is going to be the greatest final series of all time. Sean the Trader, this is just a beauty.
Is anyone nervous? Because we all think the same thing, that the Panthers outside of the 4 are just going to light a big fire underneath this final series. Are we worried that it could fall maybe a little bit flat to our expectations?
He's singing Christmas carols.
Unbelievable.
And the Grinch comes in.
Unbelievable.
We're
pumping up the most unpredictable finals.
I'm just a little bit worried.
Most unpredictable finals. I think Warriors are a sneaky chance. I know I'm the only fool that thinks that. I think...
No, you're not.
No, I don't think you are.
I think their odds are ridiculous.
Yep.
And all 4 games are potential upsets. But, Ormerod's going to tell you, don't get too excited. It's going to let you down.
No, I'm not saying that.
Don't let disappointment come into your life. That's what he's saying.
A little bit worried that the expectation is so high. I think it will be.
Mate,
there's always that letdown factor.
Can I just give some breaking news, which will be revealed later in the show? One of the great about turns this man has provided where he pumped up a community. He got him so excited. And he's about to withdraw
we knew it was fake. We knew it was fake. When the cookie was crumbling, when it was about to crumble, we knew which way he was going to turn. We'll get to that shortly.
Disgusting.
I think it's going to start with a cracker. Melbourne, Canterbury, both weakened, but I think it's going to set us in the right tone because I can't see either side running away with that game. Again, we might have differing opinions of that. I tell you what I didn't care for, Sean, this bloke immediately.
Oh, what's he done?
Did you not see in the WhatsApp feed on, Sunday night, just putting up all these big futures? Had to show off.
Yeah.
His Canberra-Brisbane 90-1 future.
No, he demanded it. He
wanted a segment on
it called What's in the Holster?
Yeah.
And where my head immediately went, gee, I wonder what tickets Sugar's holding.
Yeah. I assume we've all got them, haven't we?
Yeah.
$41 Roosters.
Well, here's a trick for Em Onside viewers, and pretty much any show, but if someone inspires a segment, it means it suits their agenda.
Self-interest.
Whatever it is. I'm sitting on Ethan Strange on the Churchill, but not actually, no, I've got it in my feed, but that's about it. I can say I have nothing. Once Nwanganita Waze got top try scorer, that sort of cleared my decks. But
just on that, and Shawnee and I, a young bloke who works in the office here, Jackie, young Irishman.
Snack Bruton.
Bruton. I think, Dan...
He's not the cranky one I've been talking about.
No, very happy. Very happy.
He, in my opinion, has placed the greatest bet sequence of all time. Can you share it, Sean?
You missed it on Sunday night. So he was holding a 100-1.
125.
125-1. Mark Nwanganita Waze top try scorer bet from early in the year. But he also was worried about Dolphins, Raiders, afternoon footy. Is the Hammer going to have a field day? So he backed him to score a hat-trick, 3 or more, as a bit of a hedge. Hammer scores 3.
It's both.
See you later. He's won both.
That's a brilliant.
It's the tinniest. It could be the tinniest of 80
luck
minutes.
of the Irish.
That is all right. He got a little lucky, but that's brilliant punting. Forget that he nailed it. Even if Hammer doesn't score, that's a perfect. See, you two laugh at me every time I cash out. That is the ultimate cash out. Right, that's a cash out in disguise.
It's a cousin of cash out.
Yeah, it's cousin of.
Yeah.
It's in the same family tree.
It's a better cousin.
Yeah.
It's a better cousin.
Hedging is for gardeners, Dan.
Yeah.
You know what we say here.
This bloke has just his botanic gardens of hedging.
What's in the holster?
If I was to give you...
You did the segment without even knowing you did it.
Question on the cup, right. Most confident upset. We'll break these games down game by game. Which is the game you are not necessarily even tipping an upset? You might be tipping all 4 favourites, but which is the one, or you have the least confident in the favourite?
First cab off the rank. I think the Dogs are value in that game.
It's a clean sweep, boys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I need to see a change in the setup. They can't do it with the 17 named.
I thought he got this out of his system outside because he's gone on for about 2 hours about this.
Yeah,
Go on, give us. Are we going to get to it in the game?
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah,
We'll get to it. Now, it is time for the Pick 9 segment here. Now, you only get 1 week at this, and it's a pretty good layout now. Look, it is complicated because you've got to pick all 9 winners, right? Which means you've got to work out who plays who and when. But the layout's pretty easy now on the Sportsbet app. It's on the top line there, Pick 9. And Joel looks like he has the first go here. We'll put all these in our feeds, even if it does break a contract of not having 100-to-1 shots or more. Talk us basically through what you've got here, Joel.
Well, the main thing when you go to the NRL Pick 9 on the Sportsbet app is you start with the winner, right? Who do you think is going to win the comp? I think the Broncos.
Ooh.
I think the Broncos. But you'll note it's going to be tough. They're going to have to go through the Melbourne Storm.
So you've got Canberra winning.
It's in the holster too.
So you know something? We're very similar. I got a feeling. We'll go through for the audio people. You've got Canberra winning this week against the Broncos, but then the Broncos roaring through, meeting the Raiders in the grand final and winning. That's $131. There's 9 games. You've got to pick the result of 9. And that's very, very nice. So I think you and I are going to be very similar. Oh, I just saw the first line of Sean Ormerod's one.
Fire it up.
Wow, you could.
I'm not dying wondering.
You could pay off your home if you put enough on this.
Can I just say this too, Dan, by the way? A lot of people are hearing this music. There's a graphic up at the moment for the podcast listeners.
Yep.
The YouTube will show you all this much easier.
Yeah, jump on YouTube, have it squeezed. Now, probably what you will note straight away, there's a severe lack of lime green as you progress through this bracket for me. Now, I rescinded my membership, Sugar, at the start of the year. I've been sticking up for him most of the year, but I'm worried about the Raiders. I think potentially straight sets on offer. I've got the Doggies causing the upset in week 1, as I said. Storm to get over the Panthers in week 2. Storm Broncos is the other prelim final. Bulldogs Broncos grand final. That is going to be huge.
Yeah. So it looks like we've all got Panthers and Roosters in week 1, and then it starts to sort of move around a bit between us. But Bulldogs to beat Brisbane. Brisbane in the grand final, $326. I tell you, no, Brisbane would be favourites for that game. By miles, Brisbane would be favourites for that game.
Bulldogs Broncos in the grand final?
At Accor?
$1.50, $1.60. Brisbane. Brisbane.
No.
They bashed up Canterbury twice.
Yeah, not at that.
I'm going to need. Can you ask the traders what would the odds be?
Let's have a bet right now. If that is a scenario,
well, it's not going to be a scenario.
No, it could be. It's in play. I'll give. You can have.
It's not in the holster though. Mine's in the holster.
Yours in the holster. You can have whatever you want. Broncos at $1.60.
Okay. Before we get to, that's fine. Thank you. Before we get to my pick 9, can you just tell them what have you got right? I mean, he put them on Instagram as well. Like
did he?
You're playing with the karma gods, by the way. But tell the people, what are your bets that you're riding into this season?
I've got the Roosters at 41s.
Yeah, it's a good bet.
That was live on air.
Yes.
You backed that?
Yeah, I did run it live on air. In April, I backed Raiders Broncos grand final.
I knew that one.
61s.
Narrative.
61.
I've got the Broncos at 17s.
Wow.
I've got a few other ones, but they're the highlight.
They're the main holster.
Yeah.
Theme bets.
Wow. I knew you had Canberra Brisbane. That's a very, very good bet. What made you bet that at that point? Anyway, let's. That's
it
a long
was story
time ago.
time with Shaw. You were reminiscing about the early 90s.
Yeah, 90s. The grand final we never saw.
Yeah.
And the fact they meet on a day semi-final.
Yeah, it's
and then the fact the loser of that will host another day semi-final.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Let's go to mine, which is a fairly predictable one. But I've got the Raiders. I've got the Raiders beating the Broncos, but I'm taking alternates, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to have 4 of these with Storm. I've got the Storm winning, but I'm not confident. In fact,
You've both got Bulldogs straight sets as well, notably.
Yeah.
But in saying that,
I think
I've
the
got
Bulldogs,
a caveat come the game.
Well, this is it for the Bulldogs. this week.
It's it for both teams. The loser of this has got a torturous path.
That's a horrendous side of the draw.
But the Penrith, the likely opponent for the Bulldogs or the Storm, whoever loses, I can see the Storm beating Penrith in Melbourne. Because I don't think Penrith are travelling as well as we're giving them credit for. But anyway, I've got a Raiders-Broncos grand final, $111 for that one.
Yeah, so as you see, the people on YouTube, you can press the rewind button, but the loser of the Dogs and Storm probably play the Panthers.
Fork in the road.
Then they've got another big game against the Broncos or the Raiders, and then they would have to play the team who beat them in the week one. Yes. So it's if you lose that game, I think you are absolutely gone, and straight sets are on the menu.
Yep. Clive Churchill. Right. We got on Ethan Strange. We'd sold you him, and was about $19 when I last saw it. But on the screen we have some of the favourites. So he was $51 when we got onto him here at Get Em Onside and told you about it. He's come right in. Nathan Cleary is the favourite at $11.50. Wow. I just have Penrith odds of getting there. That's the issue. Munster at $12.50, Grant at $13. Joey Tarpany for me, $15. Yes, please. Reece Walsh at $16, James Tedesco $21. So that's just the selected people on. So
Tarpany being the shortest price raider there, it almost tells a bit of a story as well. The fact that there isn't, a 167 or 9 as opposed to all the other teams, it does say a fair bit around sort of where the Raiders could be potentially at as a team. The fact he's the shortest way home for the Raiders team, not alarming, but I think it tells a bit of a story.
You're saying Canberra's half's not reliable. That's what you're saying. Certainly Fogarty, I think there's questions on Fogarty, real questions, whether he can do it at this level.
I've gone live on the feed just now.
Is this the whole stuff?
Two-prong attack. If the Dogs were to win, they're a massive chance of making the grand final. They go to Accor Stadium. They're in the Spa for a week, right? Who would you back for the Clive if you knew they were in the grand final? Gut feel.
Birdo.
Birdo?
I think Burton.
Really?
Oh, actually, maybe
gut feel.
Maybe it's Crichton.
Centre?
Or is he centre shoe, or is he a hybrid fullback?
What do you reckon, Dan?
It's a very good. I know it's
where your head's going.
It's on two-prong attack, and one of them's going to be right there. If you knew they won it, one of them has to be right there because they can't actually win it without one or both having a blinder. Kick out 51s.
Yeah.
Preston 81s.
Yeah, Preston. Preston's a good one.
Both 80-minute back rowers.
But also
score a try.
Preston can score tries.
They both can score tries.
I understand.
Yeah. Are you happy with that?
What price is that?
It's on the feed. Kick out's 51. Preston 81. If they go straight to a prelim...
You better back that. If you're backing the Bulldogs, I'm not sure about how serious you are about that or if that's just for show.
Well,
but
the Bulldogs...
If you really think the Bulldogs are going to win, you've got to get serious on Jacob Preston.
Do you like those two?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of all the teams that are still alive, obviously, the Bulldogs at $10, I think, present
100%.
the biggest value.
Kiros. But wingers hard to get Clives.
Oh, yeah, he can punch the numbers out to get it.
That's right, and he can score. Yep. That's exactly right. Okay, now we get to the nitty-gritty. Weight of money, Sean, particularly the last few days. What have you got for us here as we look ahead to where the money has gone?
If you're audio only, you're doing yourself a disservice. Jump on YouTube because we've got a handy little graphic here. So we're in order of the best back teams, not so prices, but we've got their current prices up there as well. And also a fun activity for me during the week was to see what we were betting at the very start of the year. The obvious one is the third best back team, the Canberra Raiders, at a tick under 13% of the money, were 66-1 at the start of the year. Now $3.75. Broncos, as always, they're generally the best back team just given the size of their supporter base at about 20%. $8 start of the year, haven't changed too much. Penrith, 18%. And a lot of that but a lot of the money come for Penrith when they got out to that big price as well. So they're a nasty result in the book. Melbourne Storm, $3.85. Now out to their biggest price they've been for the whole year.
Okay.
They've been about $3 or sub $3 for most of the year.
Can I, before you go, Joel, I'm going to read these prices out. Canberra $3.75, Melbourne $4.10, Brisbane $6.10, Penrith $7.50, Dogs 10. Dogs 10, geez, there's some value. Roosters 12. Team, I don't think it's going to win the comp, but I think this is a silly price. $26 for Cronulla. You're taking faith, and they've got to turn things around. Warriors, $81. That is the market.
Okay, can I ask a favour? And I'm doing this on air, so it's on the record. Here I am on holidays over there in Queenstown. I've got a bit of a break, and I've had an epiphany. I just thought the price of the two minor premiers, Canberra and the Adelaide Crows, the double is 20-something. So I've gone onto the thread where all our social teams on there who post everything. I said, guys, can I ask a favour? Can we please post this video of me saying about this and the feed? Not one reply. Not one single.
On our feed?
No, on the social media. So I went, so I'm doing it now. For those who are listening to the podcast.
Too late now.
No, but can Gibbo or somebody who has got the reins to our social account, can we post on our Feed Nation thing? That's a very good graphic.
Ooh.
The weight of money and the
Yes,
pricing.
I like that.
Can we do that, please?
Yep.
I've
Done.
said this on air. So, folks, I'm trying to do it for you. But anyway.
Now, you've been a busy boy after coming back. Queenstown good?
Oh, mate.
Did look good in the pictures.
It is. Have you never been there?
Never been.
Oh, mate.
Never been.
Sean, have been there?
One of the greats.
It's the greatest place on the planet.
I've actually heard it's even better is probably strong. It's as good in summer.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I hear that. Yep, I hear that. But I'd been there 4 or 5 times now. And the reason I say that is because you keep finding places you haven't been.
Yeah.
There's a place called Ashburn. It's the most beautiful place I've ever seen. So you must go there.
I have snowboarded once in my life, and I got lost from the. I was a beginner, and I thought.
Where'd you go? Remarkable. Down at Perisher. Very bad.
A little more northern, little Europe, but the Europe.
Well, you were the Swiss
A
Alps,
little
were
more
you?
northern.
A little more northern. But the point is, right,
Whistler.
I made the mistake of thinking snowboarding was going to be a lot easier than skiing. Because you're thinking, well,
Yeah.
snowboard, I've only got one thing to control, skiing. So I went and got the snowboard. And you go into the class, and I'm in the remedial class because I've never done this before. This is a long time ago. And there's a 6-year-old kid. The 6-year-old kid, within 2 days of the trip, has gone up to the next level because he's just picked it up. And I could not get out of the remedial class. Anyway, they take us on a trail, so you go all the way up the mountain. And because I keep falling over myself, I've got lost. And I've ended up on the double black run.
Oh, yuck.
And the last hill was very, very steep.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought, if I try and snowboard down this hill, I am going to come to an untimely end. So
You've shuffled on your Shaminda, haven't you?
I took the snowboard off. I held it.
The Chaminda Shuffle.
I held it. And I went straight down that hill on my caboose.
You tobogganed on your caboose.
I then walked over to the chalet. In fact, before I got to the chalet, I went to the equipment place.
Yep.
I said, I won't be needing this for the remainder of the trip, and spent the next 3 days in the log cabin in the south part of Italy. That was my first and last experience in the snow.
His love affair with Queenstown and the way he's spoken about it since he's been back on Australian shores, I'm not convinced there isn't some sort of kickback from the tourism board.
No.
There's something
No,
else
nothing.
at play.
But I just think it is
his
true.
love
Like
affair.
Queenstown sponsorship on his radio show. I
There's
think we do.
something else at play.
Zero. And for those who have been there,
I
you'll
go to
appreciate
America
it.
a lot. There's no. If you love a place, you love a place.
Oh, what a place.
Now, your Legend series.
Yeah. Oh, how fun was that? So yesterday we recorded live with Rod Wishart. I reckon he's got one of the most underrated careers ever. So between Origin and Australian games, about 40 games, but just and he was making these teams when, speaking about Canberra and the Broncos, when they were at their absolute height, and he was making these teams. He played 9 straight Origin series, Dan. 1-6. He played 9 straight.
He was one of in a golden era, our New South Wales most reliable players. That beautiful 90s run where he was one of our most, like, Tim Brush is another one.
Yep.
That underrated, and seems like a champion bloke, Rod
Champion
Wishart.
bloke. Told the story about Tyron and his journey, and of course the father-in-law of Ruben Garrick.
Yeah.
But he was very proud, and he still lives there. Gerringong is a little town of only 4,000 people, and there's like 12 first graders running around. How do you get that out of a town of
Punches well above,
4,000?
doesn't it? Yeah.
So that is up. Where is that? YouTube, KO, wherever you get this
Yep.
show. And oh, gee,
He's still in good nick as
I
well.
was going to say, doesn't it shit you when when they're legendary footballers and they've managed to keep it
You
together.
both stood up there in that photo.
No, that's not even me. That's not a live shot of me. That's a live shot of him.
Sunday
Done some
night.
mischief.
Now, sadly, I can't be part of it, but Matt Rogers, we're flying in the big guns. He'll be part of this. So what a night. What a day on Fox on Sunday. What a day. You got the big final, then Matty John straight after, Canberra-Brisbane, which is the best of the finals, let's be fair, Dinkum. Sunday afternoon as well. I've got an interesting... In fact, I'll tell you this. 8:35 Fox League, so not too long after Matty John's. It'll happen again. 2 of the last 3 years, the Sunday final in week 1 has been the highest rating, right? Both on free-to-air and on Fox.
Wow.
And the only reason it wasn't 3 out of 3 is because the Broncos in 2023 were on Friday night. Broncos Trumple.
Are you saying week 1 final?
Week 1 finals.
Yes.
So you had Sin Bin Sunday 2022 was the highest rating final of that series.
Yep.
And whatever last year's Sunday game, I can't remember, was the highest rating game. There is a theory. There's television likes prime time. I think Sunday 4 p.m. might be our prime time when it comes to rugby league. It is in the NFL. The NFL, not again, I always make the NFL comparison, but people are people, and the NFL audience on a Sunday afternoon is actually bigger than the Sunday night audience on NBC or the Fox and CBS audience. We're going to get it again in week 2, Saturday night, Sunday. I hope television executives look at this and go, you know what? Sunday afternoon. I don't understand free-to-air. It leads into the news. It's the most important day of the week. I don't understand their reticence. Maybe the shoulder programming they lose because it's basically straight from the news straight from the game into the news. I can't wait. And this will be the highest rating by miles, Canberra, because it's Brisbane and because we're all pumped for this game.
And it's a better spectacle. It's just a better game. Was it Canterbury Manly this time last year?
Yes.
What a
That's
cracker.
the one. That's the one that rated
What
the
a
house.
cracker game.
Yep.
So anyway, that's my little rant for the day. Now let's get down to business. We have 4 games to preview, and we start in Melbourne. So the Storm $1.50, Canterbury $2.61. Now these are the facts here of the matchup, second versus third. We'll play these for all the games. 10-5 second. Obviously home ground advantage for the most part. This is the McIntyre system we play under, which not only started in 2012, but we also had 2 years of it in 1995 and 1996. So the last time third beat second, Cronulla went down to the Cowboys, Val Holmes field goal at Shark Park. But you see 66% second place. And last year, Penrith did it easily over the Roosters. Let's get on to this game.
Hang on. North Sydney Bears are on the graphic.
Yeah, we're going back a while.
That's great.
Going back a while, Sean.
North Speed Brisbane at Suncorp.
That's great stuff.
21-16, I think it was. 4.5 is the line here. An unbelievably low points total.
Yeah.
Which it wasn't enough to discourage me, let me tell you. 38.5. Now, Joel, we're flying blind here because I think the teams we've seen on these pages are going to be nothing like the teams that are going to take place here.
I hope so.
I'm calling BS on the Meany fullback, Chan number 4, Munster number 6. I've got this sneaky feeling Munster is going to be fullback.
I agree.
Thank you.
And Knuckles.
You're going to have Meany in the centres, Pezzett in the halves.
Correct.
There's no sense having Pezzett and Garlic on the bench.
Well, he showed his hand in identical scenario not so long ago. Munster, I mean, it went well.
Now, as we record this, we don't know about Kiros and we don't know about Harry Hayes. They love Harry Hayes. If he's fit, he's straight back in for Canterbury. I would love to see Marnie at 9, Hayward at 13. I don't think that's going to happen. What do you think is going to happen here?
Well, Sean and I both agree at the price. The Bulldogs are overs, $10 or thereabouts. If you charted their path through, they cannot win the comp with the team they have named, in my opinion. Now, the loser of this team is in dire straits. Like, it's a long way. You lose this game, you're in deep trouble. The winner in the Spa prelim, if they go with Toby Sexton and they push Galvin to his true position of 6, Matt Burton, who almost won a Clive Churchill at that left centre position and a Dally M Centre of the Year, yes, he can do your big kicks. If they make that move, I will be, even if it's an hour before kickoff, I'll be having something at the 10s on the Dogs to win the comp.
This was the week they could have done it without swallowing their pride. They don't want to swallow their pride, but this is the week they could have got away with it. Oh, Bronson Sherry's out.
Of course.
We got a hole to fill, so we have to put Burton out there. And then all of a sudden they win in Melbourne. Oh, well, we're going to have to stick with this.
Well, it's a rugby league god saying, listen, you and Melbourne as well, but worse for the Bulldogs because they knew they were going to Melbourne. They had 2 days less recovery and they wheeled out their hot side. Like, it was so now you failed doing that big time. You've got to listen to the rugby league gods. They're saying, listen, we gave you a chance. You must pick Sexton.
I'm in a bit of a different school of thought when it comes to the Bulldogs and their selection. If you go through the last month or the big 3 games they played, it was the Chooks, it was a Storm, and last week, forget about the Penrith game and the Sharkies as well. I don't think, and I think this is what they think internally, that they are far off at all. A lot of things went against them in all those 3 games. And you look at the scoreline, apart from the Storm game where, and they probably should have won the game, dropped the ball over the line twice, all the stats would, if you looked at the stats blind, apart from the scoreboard, you probably think they won the game. I don't think they're far away, and that's why we haven't seen them swallow their pride, Dan.
Yes, but they've got to contend with Harold Grant in number 9.
That
He's
is
been
true.
the Storm's best player.
That is exactly true. But he did play in that last time they met. Here is the tail of the tape when they last met. 3 tries apiece. But importantly here, you'll see the Melbourne Storm, they were on their game. 90% they complete, Dan.
Yeah.
Sean, 79% only the Bulldogs. But the big one here, it's a major indicator towards wins. Yes, they didn't win the game. But 1279 metres compared to 1700. 10 line breaks to 3. They are in this game massively.
And they had 66% of territory.
Yeah.
So 2/3 of the game was in their attacking half. So you've got some vision, have you, of these line breaks?
Yeah. Well, no, I've actually gone the other way, right? So if they are, I'm talking about the Melbourne Storm now. Look, their peppering are pretty strong. They go through Burton and Sherry here through Tyron Wishart. Katoa ultimately scores the try. He's having a great season.
Yeah.
He'll be one of the Dally M back rowers of the year. And again, they go this way. Now, picture this week, folks. If they go with the name side, Montoya's not going to be there. Sherry's not going to be there. Kick out, cop the knock. We've all seen the Dallas Cowboys doco and what it did to Aikman, despite the fact that he played the following week. It's going to be a clear target for Coach Bellamy. Yes, they score on the left-hand side, but they are going to go right after that change up on the left-hand side of the Bulldogs.
Let me, as we watch this, rattle off some stats. Qualifying finals at Amy Park, Melbourne 6-1. The only loss was to Canberra when John Bateman scored at the death. Canterbury, first qualifying final in 13 years. That's irrelevant. They've got back to being number 1 in defence. Melbourne are number 2 after Melbourne were smashed up by the Broncos last week. Craig Bellamy in finals, 33-20, 62%. Wow. Melbourne, 9-2 at home this year. I tend to agree. I've taken Melbourne just on trust in terms of the brackets. But Canterbury's odds are silly. I got a stat here. I think it's going to blow you away.
Come on. Look at the page.
As you find that, Dan,
Canterbury, yes, go
I
on.
mentioned earlier to you boys, I've gone the 2-prong attack. Clive Churchill, Preston and Kiki. I've backed them both. They're on the feed.
How many grand final winners are in the Canterbury side?
Ooh, Crichton.
3.
Kick-out. And Reed Money's been to a grand final.
Yeah. The question, yes, and also Salmon, but Salmon was, I think, came on late, but 4. But three mainstays. How many Melbourne players in this side have won a comp?
Ooh.
That's the stat. How many Melbourne players in this 17 have won a comp? And I'm not looking at anyone 18 to 22. None of the...
No. It's going to be... It's going to be 2. It'll be Alec McDonald and it'll be Cameron Munster.
It is 1.
1.
One Melbourne Storm player has won a premiership. Cam Munster. We just have
We
this...
think Grant has, don't we? But he hasn't.
Hasn't, because he was at the Tigers on loan the year they won.
Yep.
Jerome Hughes is out. Nelson Asafa Solomona is out.
Of course.
Yeah.
1.
One.
So just there's a lot of history going into these odds. I think if it was just generic team A versus generic team B, it's not $1.50, $1.61, but they do have Munster. So I'm going to take Melbourne, but the two things that worry Canterbury, Melbourne don't have. Asfa Solomona, who can shake them up.
Yeah.
Canterbury are not frightened by this pack at all, and Jerome Hughes would throw something different at them.
Yep.
And he's not there. So I think we're going to have a crackerjack final to start.
We're also going a two-prong attack with the Flares boys. I think Canterbury are in this up to their eyeballs, but I think this guy, I just see him scoring. I do think they're going to target that unsettled left edge of the Bulldogs. Dan, you got the Flair as well.
Yes. Look, the traders here at Sportsbet are trying to dissuade you from going under. They set the under at 38.5. All right, that's basically, they're daring you to go the under. I've gone one better. I've gone first half under 12.5, 6 all at half time. But it could be 12-0, under 12.5.
Wow.
First half points total. Right, let's go to Warriors versus Penrith. Warriors, the finals record at Mount Smart, 3-1. Last win against a top 8 team, round 14 against Cronulla. They're going the wrong way here, but have they got one great performance in them? I've been at a Warriors final at home. That atmosphere is no joke. Problem is they're taking on seasoned campaigners.
Yeah, Kenny's out. Kenny is out. You've got Coach Webster there. It's a bit of a trappy game. They could easily come out and flog them also, but there's a big issue for them though, Sean.
They get the ultimate leg up at home. It's a huge advantage, but they're just not going any good, right? So that's the obvious thing they have to overcome. But their right edge in recent times has been for the whole year, but in recent times their right edge defence has been really, really poor. They've now got the added negative, I suppose, of Rocco Berry's out, which means Kurt Capewell's been named right centre there as well. It's a bit of an issue. So looking at tries, you can see the try scored. Right, very, very heavy. Well against the NRL average, that centre right channel defensively. You look at the bottom of the screen where the Panthers really like to cash in, it is that centre left. So it's hand in glove. You can probably see where I'm going to my flair, which I'll get to soon, Sugar.
Yes, look, we can. I've got similar numbers to you, so we can forget my numbers there. But I want to show you some footage, boys, of. Well, here we go. So this side, 57%. That's attacking on the left first there, right-hand side. It's disastrous.
Yeah.
I would change this up. Dallin can play this up and in defence for the Warriors. It's not compulsory to do that. The right-hand side just don't know how to do it. They're up and in all the time. Look at this. And it's just so easy to skin them. Look at that. Bang.
Yeah. Tenny Zalesniak does that so often.
Yeah,
jams in.
I would say to him, mate, play netball. Just tackle your winger.
Yep.
And it's on the centres to make their tackle.
Social, can we just clip up? Just ended at play netball. I want to see the New Zealand reaction to Joel Caine saying to Dallin with Tenny Zalesniak, play netball. Don't do
on
that,
your
Social.
Winger.
Who's got the flair?
I'll
got
go
the
first.
flare.
I hope DWZ does stay on his wing because it'll create chances for Casey McLean to just gas past Kurt Capewell. 2 or more is my flair.
He's in hot try scoring
We're going
form.
down the same side, Shawnee. Scott Sorensen scored a double last time he played them. They love their left-hand side, a weak Warrior side. Sorensen, first, second or third, the almond latte.
Yes, that's you've got a couple of those. That's the first one. Cronulla versus Roosters, Saturday night, Sharks Park. Here's the stat. Sorry, Sharks fans. 7 straight losses in week 1. 7 straight losses, isn't it? So the last week 1 win, remember when Ennis Viking clapped the Canberra Raiders?
Oh, yeah.
It's the last time they won in week 1. Let's rip into this. You love Hugo Savala.
Yes, so a lot of people go back and say, Sharks beat the Roosters not so long ago. Yes, they did, 31-18. The Chad was the halfback, not this bloke. Yeah. He wasn't in the halves at all. Hugo Savala, boys, what about this? With him starting this year, they're 12 from 17. Without him starting, look at the right-hand side, they've won just 1 from 7. So this is completely different gravy. Last time they played, it was the game at Gosford, with Hugo. He was man of the match. Crossfield kicks to Tupu, crossfield kicks to Nwanganawazi, scores a try himself. He's a big in, a massive, massive in for this game. And just a bit of a fun fact, speaking to our senior producer, Gibbo, he said there's one player with a better strike rate at the Roosters, a regular player, than Hugo. Who's that player?
Billy Smith.
Billy Smith.
Is it?
13-1. Both there. They're both back.
13-1.
13-1.
Good.
I'm glad you showed those crossfield kicks to Tupou. We're going to see very quick numbers here. The Sharks, they concede equal most tries from kicks on the right-hand side of the field. It's 11. And look at the Chukso, and we saw 2 or 3 of them in those clips before. 15.
Granular
not all,
stuff.
Not all from air. Not all from
good.
the air, but a lot of them are. They will be under assault. That edge of Katoa giving away plenty of height to Tupou. I expect it's going down there. And we'll start with my flair. I'm going first try scorer. It's going to be over pretty quickly, maybe. But Tupou with that crossfield kick, $8 is my flair.
You don't go first try scorer that often. Now, weather on Saturday, very nice. So miserable until Friday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, very, very nice. I think there's going to be points in this game, a lot of them. But I think it's going to be a thriller. So I've gone, work with me here, try bet minus 4.5, either side 4 or less.
Oh, we're threading the needle.
Marky Mark into KL Idor. Hey, listen, at least I'm giving some odds here, $12.50.
I like it.
Can I tell you the best part about the try bet? You're always going for the
cheering.
team who's coming second.
Yes.
That's right. It's a fun bet.
It's a fun bet.
It's
the anti
over is the funnest bet because you just want football. Let's get to the last game.
You're sitting there changing jerseys, aren't you?
Canberra versus Brisbane. It's a tough needle to thread.
Yeah.
Canberra versus Brisbane. We're waiting on the Papali'i news. First 12-3 record over fourth. Again, Canberra, the last team to upset this damn apple cart when they beat Melbourne. That was the John Bateman game, 12-10. The other one was just another, it was a nighttime upset, but hasn't happened in 6 years. Brisbane, though, I would think would be the shortest price fourth place team in a long, long time. $2.20, $1.62. Gemma Shibasaki back for Brisbane. Canberra, obviously they rested everyone last week or just about. No Reynolds, no Mam, no Cobbo. I think most are relieved, frankly, because you don't want to be touching this lineup right now, the Broncos.
Yeah, this is an old-fashioned toss of the coin job. So, which leads me to want to be with the Broncos purely on price. It's a really tricky game to get a read on. Now, sort of teased, maybe I'm jumping off my love affair with the Raiders. This is their record against top 8 teams this year. It's a bit of a good story, but it's also a bit of a worrying story as well. They're 7-1. We're going to see a quick graphic here. There's 7 wins and 1 loss against top 8 teams. The average winning margin, though, Sugar, in those 7 wins is only a tick over 7 points. If you go all the way back to Vegas and ignore the 22, it goes through the floor to about 4.5 points. All right, they're winning games. Now, credit to them, but they are falling in. We are talking 1 error. We're talking 1 penalty. We're talking luck is on your side when results go your way. It may not be the golden year that it looks like because they're sitting on top of the ladder. That's all I want to say.
I don't want to make accusations.
But you're going to.
I think you had the final answer of the test and you've just justified a way to get there. That's what I think. That's what I think. And I'm happy to cast those aspersions right here.
You make stats work for you, Dan.
That's right. Look, it's a great. I'm so excited for this game. Sunday afternoon football, Raiders. And this, Stan, is the round. I've been sharing this with Shawnee, biting the hand that fed you. So we've got 3 games where Coach Webster, he came under Cleary. You've got Fitzgibbon and Robinson.
We've got apple carts.
And
we've
now,
got
when
hands
Madge was out on the doco came out. What was it
You
called?
love your
Tiger
coaching
Town?
tree, don't you?
I love the
coaching tree.
Well, Madge was given a chance by Ricky, and now Ricky is hosting Madge. Would he do it in his own backyard?
I would love to know why they don't like each other. Now, you were blown away by one of the stats earlier. I can't remember which one it was. Here's one. I think it's the strangest stat of the show. The Broncos, away from Suncorp in finals, 10 straight losses.
Oh.
So, last win, 2009. Now, I kept checking that, and I'm waiting for the Fox Sports media kits to come out to make sure, because every time I look it up, I think there's something wrong with my computer. That's not right. 9-1 at Suncorp in finals in that period. 0-10. Canberra, finals record at GIO, 7-3. They've won their last 3. I can tell where he's going. Where do you want to go with your flair?
Yeah, well, we've both got some numbers. We'll share it in the Get 'em Onside through Fox later in the week. But the right-hand side for Canberra is an issue, and it has been all year around Tim McCaw and co. They met in round 2 or 3, so this is a long time ago. But this video will get wheeled out for the coaching staff there at the Broncos. They're going to hammer this side, Sean, on this day. Dreams were still free for all of us holding a Jesse Arthur's top try scorer ticket.
Oh, let it go.
I can't let it go. but I get the sense Katapani might be in for a good day, Sean.
So do I.
Oh, and by the way, we'll do your flair because I want to jump in off the back of
Katapani,
that.
Gambit, Sibasaki, but the Raiders to win. I'm zigging and zagging.
Can you? I would suggest to you and to people, Karapani believers, just look at the top try scorer for the finals.
Looked at that.
$11. It's already in my feed. Sean, quickly.
I think you might be getting 2 here. They're just going to go left.
Key is they've got to make a prelim and probably go further. That's the key to finding the top try scorer, top point scorer. Best bets after this. Get them on side. We have one Sunday show left, so a reminder, this Sunday about 8:35 on Fox League, massive day. Raiders, Brisbane, Matty Johns, then us. Matty Rogers coming on for the show. Let's do this.
Bulldogs plus 4.5, my best bet. I think this is more about who doesn't want to lose a game as opposed to win. Very, very tight affair. You've got to take the points on offer.
Sportsbet said we dare you to go unders for Bulldogs Storm. I said I accept that challenge. 38.5. I think this might be a defensive war.
Big game, Brian. Doesn't he love the big stage? Brian To'o against that fragile right-hand side of the New Zealand Warriors. Green tick.
Beautiful stuff. You'll see that on our feeds as a multi. We've been informed with that. That is it. Enjoy your finals footy. Nothing better. And we'll see you on Sunday.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.